What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. Hope everyone's having a good weekend as this quarantine continues. So, tonight we are back on the pasta train and we're going to make some penne with a vodka cream sauce. So, this one, unlike the bolognese, I like this one because it's pretty quick and there's not too much you need. So, like a lot of my dishes, the basis is olive oil, salt, and pepper. Uh, and before I start, all these amounts are for uh, for a half a pound of pasta. So again, if you're doing a whole pound, you double it. If you're doing a quarter pound, cut it in half, and so on. So gonna need one of these cloves of garlic, um, about a pint of diced tomatoes, about a half cup of vodka. We're gonna go local and do some stateside, about half a cup of chicken stock, about 16 ounces of diced tomatoes. And what I'm actually going to do is a little bit of pancetta. The recipe that I had didn't really call for it, but I got some of that left over from that bolognese the other night. So what I'm going to do is try something different tonight and try to put the camera a little bit more capturing the process, because somebody asked me, why don't you try to do that if you can? So I'm going to give that a go and talk you through this one. We'll be back. Hello, hello. So we're going to start this thing. So we're going to take maybe half of this pancetta. We're going to just get it a little brown for about 5 minutes. And then what we're going to do is sweat the garlic down for maybe another 5 minutes. And we'll go from there. So kind of get this in there, make sure that pan's hot already. And we're just going to brown this up. Like I mentioned with that bolognese I made the other night, pancetta is just a good, it's got that good pork, it's got some fat, it's got some good flavor. So it's a good foundation for any kind of sauce. So it was good with that bolognese. It's going to be good with this. And it just kind of adds a little bit more, more oomph to it. You might have noticed I'm not really in that vegetarian portobello mushroom type guy. So I know full well a lot of the stuff that I've been making, especially that 50,000 calorie Elba shake, is a little bit heavier. It's kind of like more for an occasion, but I kind of see this quarantine as one long-standing occasion, and I don't know, I did a walk around the neighborhood today, a good 90-minute walk, a good 13,000 steps on the Fitbit. So if you had a day like that, this is something good. So like I said, I'm going to sweat that pancetta down, I'm going to brown that up, going to throw that garlic in there, and then I'll be back to show you when it's time for the booze. All right, we are about to put this vodka in. So we got our pancetta brown, we're getting our garlic cooked. So again, for about a half pound of pasta, it's about a half cup of vodka. So what we're going to do, and this pan right now is just at a straight up medium heat. We're going to add the vodka, and you've got to let that reduce by about half. Given this size, it could take about 3 minutes. And all the while, I would say at this point, start getting your pasta water boiling, because it's going to get to a point after we reduce the vodka, we're going to put in the chicken stock and the tomatoes. And keep that at a medium heat. So the timing goes on this one. Once the tomatoes are added and that starts to bubble, what we're going to do is bring it down to low and simmer it for 10 minutes. So that for penne is about when you throw your penne in. So you want to have your pasta water ready at a rolling boil when it's time to simmer the sauce. And then everything is timed out. The sauce, get my timer ready for the vodka. When the sauce is ready to simmer, that pasta is going to be ready to put in there. And then, there we go. And then everything's ready at the same time. So we're going to let that reduce again for about 3 minutes. So once that happens, we'll do the tomatoes and the chicken stock. And I'll bring this up a little bit, this pasta water, again, to make sure by the time that your sauce is ready to simmer, that your pasta is ready to be cooked so everything can be done at the same time. We'll be back. All right, we're back, and that pasta is just about done. So what we're going to do is, right before we strain our pasta, we're going to put in 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. So we're going to add that into the sauce. And what we're going to do is just mix that in there while the pasta drains. We're going to turn the heat back up a little bit on this sauce. And then once that comes to starts to bubble again, we're going to take it off the heat. So you have one portion of the stove that's not hot. And what we're going to do is just coat the pasta in that sauce for just about 1 minute, and that's pretty much it. So while I'm waiting for this to heat up a little bit, I'll say, again, we're dealing with the coronavirus, and not everybody has their full arsenal at their disposal. If you had like fresh basil, that would be like the perfect topper for this when it's all said and done. But unfortunately, I don't have any. So what I did while my sauce was simmering is I put some crushed basil in there. And what I'll do when this is all done is coat the sauce up with the pasta and garnish it with some chopped parsley and some of that grated cheese. But again, if you have it, and I understand a lot of people don't have the regular stuff, but like fresh basil would just be like phenomenal with this. I think that's my favorite culinary smell, is that fresh basil. So this is just about, you can't really see it, but it's bubbling up. So I'm going to take this off the hot range, and I'm going to start putting this pasta in. And again, the pasta's hot, the sauce is hot. This is really to coat everything, and again, just about 1 minute and plate up. So this is a nice, pink sauce. You might want to top it with some addition to that cheese and the basil, some fresh pepper, grated black pepper. And, this is a healthy portion. This is something that's good out in a restaurant. If you ever wonder how they do that pink sauce, secret's out. It's pretty much just tomato sauce and a little bit of cream, and that's really it. So I kind of got on a roll with the pasta this week. I, for the longest time, wouldn't make pasta. My mom, I think I've mentioned, is Italian, so it's hard to replicate hers. There were other women in my life who made pasta really well, pesto, what have you. But, when you're quarantined, you gotta sometimes take matters into your own hands and make your own pasta. So that's what I've done here. And I think this is just about ready. And of course, I don't have any red wine. I think I told you that. So what better drink with this fine Italian dish than the champagne of beers? Cheers, everybody. So I'm going to start fixing myself a little bit of this. And if you wanted to, get seconds, you could put this on the burner at a low just to keep it hot. So this pan's a little shallow, so I'm trying not to lose anything. I got the little sauce on top, a little more pasta. So now I'm going to garnish it with some of that parsley and that the pecorino romano. So this one again, I said it takes stock, but I had the broth, so ideally this would be a little bit thicker, but again, with the broth as opposed to the stock, you know, again, this is kind of what we got. So that's our penne with the vodka sauce. Everybody have a good night, and we'll see what's in store for tomorrow. See ya.